justify this. नोटबुक लिखो, जल्दी जल्दी लिखो. To justify this, two things are very important. Number one is Psora is most infective as compared to the other two miasm. As we have discussed earlier in class regarding this infectivity, once again you can note down, most infective means Hahnemann says in his chronic disease, for infection with venereal miasm, that means for syphilis and psychosis, there is a need of physical relationship. But for Psora, it is communicated by every means, even without touch, with touch, by use of the substance used by the infected person. So, which method of interaction between different individuals are most common? Of course, it is physical relation is still very limited. It is not open for all, for everyone. So the transmission of this will be restricted. But contact by the contaminated substance, cloth, place, contact, touch, or any means, that is most common. So one is the highest infectivity, most utilized way of infections, or you can say every sort of contact. And the third one is most ancient. इतने पुराने सालों से ancient establish कर दिया हमने, और सबसे ज़्यादा कनेक्टिविटी रूट्स को यूटिलाइज करता है. तो फिर सबसे ज़्यादा प्रिवेलेंस किसका होगा? That's why it is called most universal. Directly don't say universal, most universal. When you say universal, that means it is fixed for everyone. There may be some person devoid of this activity. So the most universal clear हुआ? Infectivity and ancient. That covers this. Now come to the destructive point. Most destructive. It is very surprising that even since 1828, Hahnemann has published this book. He has written in many paragraphs, in many places, regarding the destructive nature of Psora. You will find in your textbook written in italics. That means highlighting this character. If still people believe that Psora is only functional, then it is really very questionable. Whether you are following Hahnemann or you are following what else. It is only for the Psora that Hahnemann has said most destructive. And then still you are saying that, or if anyone say that syphilis is destructive, not Psora. Psora is only functional. Then how far it is neglecting Hahnemann's concept? How superficially you are going to the Hahnemann's concept of Psora? पैराग्राफ आपके सामने है, किताब आपके सामने में, देखो एक बार जोर से पढ़ो उस पैराग्राफ को, बस पहला 3 सेंटेंस पढ़ो मैम, देखिए कि नहीं।
Psora is the oldest miasmatic chronic disease known to us, just as tedious as syphilis and psychosis. Psora is the most ancient, most universal, most destructive, and yet most misapprehended chronic miasmatic disease.
तो most destructive है, and this word you will find in many places in this book. Then what claims that Psora is only functional? And upon what basis? अब आप चाहो तो इसको दूसरा होमवर्क मेरे तरफ से नोट कर सकते हो. Again, who will justify me? They will be awarded by a gift from my own side. Open questions to all of you, and open offer to all of you. पहला क्वेश्चन याद था, ये दूसरा हो गया. इसमें भी आप चाहो तो 1 महीने का टाइम ले सकते हो. And gift will be handsome. एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट चीज है. अब इस पैराग्राफ को थोड़ा सा साइड पे रखते हुए इसके पैरेलल लेके चलते हैं. I have told you earlier also that during the study of organon of medicine, we have found 3 words attached with Psora. इसी Psora के बारे में 3 इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट दिया हुआ है, बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट. एक्टिव Psora, developed Psora और highly developed Psora. एक चीज है जिसको अभी अपने यहाँ पे छुपा के रखा है, that is called latent Psora. If we just take it back and go for these 3, then what about the clinical difference in manifestations regarding active Psora, developed Psora, and highly developed Psora? My dear friends, the symptomatology given in your chronic disease, theory of chronic disease, those list of vast symptoms that Hahnemann has given, they are mostly of active Psora. Most of the book, most of the other writers, they are discussing only about or mainly about only developed Psora. Sorry, active Psora. If you open your organon book, see episode number 205 footnote. 205 footnote. लिखा है हाईली डेवलप्ड Psora, और किसके बारे में लिखा हुआ है वहां पे, क्या एग्जाम्पल भी दिया हुआ है, देखो. Regarding cancer, and we frequently hear regarding cancer that it belongs to syphilis because it is destructive. That is the difficulty, that is the misapprehension of Hahnemann's concept when we are not studying enough to finalize, to differentiate the difference of manifestation of active Psora, developed Psora, and highly developed Psora, we will not be able to understand the destructiveness of Psora. This highly destructive nature of Psora is especially the highly developed Psora, as it is also evident with the examples in your aphorism number 205 footnote that Hanuman has given. You will also find such example in the aphorisms of intermittent disease. 232 aphorism निकालो. एक बार उस aphorism को देखो, पढ़ के बताओ.
These latter alternating diseases are also very numerous, but all belong to the class of chronic diseases. They are generally a manifestation of developed Psora alone.
They are generally manifestation of
Developed Psora alone.
developed Psora. देख लो यहाँ पे. अब आप देखो कि इस अल्टरनेटिंग डिजीज में हनीमैन किस तरह का डिजीज, किस कॉम्प्लिकेशन का डिजीज डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है, किस टाइप का डिफिकल्टी डिस्क्राइब कर रहा है. Treatment of alternating disease is very easier or it is somehow complicated? It is of course not easy, it is complicated one. So, ये जो complications आया, but still it is not generally all belongs to the life-threatening group. Those diseases which are given as an example of alternating disease, they are difficult one, they are complicated one, but they are all not life-threatening. But mostly in the form of highly developed Psora. Of course, not all, but maximum belongs to the life-threatening. Even many numerous type of disease that belongs to this highly developed Psora. And as destructive or not, it is need not to describe now. And if still we are underestimating the Psora, then it is neither the fault of Hanuman nor the fault of human being. And that fault we have to correct. Any doubt regarding this destructive nature? चौथा पॉइंट पे अभी समझाएंगे. Any doubt? आ गया समझ में भाई? समझ रहा है ऐसी जबरदस्ती कहाँ बोल? चलो, the last point, most misapprehended. Why? Why it is called most misapprehended? To understand most misapprehended, you have to understand one more word that is attached with this Psora, that is called Hydra. Hydra-headed. Because of this, most misapprehended and Hydra-headed, it is very parallel to the expression of the nature of Psora. And to understand this most misapprehended, if you allow me to quote one thing, हिंदी में कहावत है, घाट घाट का पानी पिया हुआ. किस तरह के पर्सनालिटी को कहते हैं घाट घाट का पानी पिया हुआ? बोलो, जोर से बोलो. एक्सपीरियंस तो प्रैक्टिस करके भी होता है, एक्सरसाइज करके भी होता है, एक्सपेरिमेंट करके भी होता है, बस उसको हम घाट घाट का पानी नहीं कहते। Generally, this is described in the positive sense of a person to describe his character, or in negative sense to describe his character. तो फिर experience क्यों कहते हो? Experience is called when we describe it in a positive sense. ये घाट घाट का बोलते हैं ना, जो हर कर्म कर चुका है. Similar sense, half matching. ये बोलते 70 चूहा खा के बिल्ली चली हद पे. तो ये 70 चूहा खाने का मतलब क्या है? गिनती के 70 थोड़ी है, हर कर्म कर चुके हैं. That is true with the Psora, because it is having the most ancient origin, and it has traveled from all sorts of the corners of the world. It has traveled from all the different varieties, variations of environment and constitution, from different many generation. तो हर एक जनरेशन, हर एक इन्वायरमेंट में उस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, उस इन्वायरमेंट से मिक्स होकर एक मैनिफेस्टेशन आएगा, एक मैच्योरिटी आई, फिर उसके बाद नेक्स्ट जनरेशन में, नेक्स्ट वैरायटी में, नेक्स्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, नेक्स्ट इन्वायरमेंट में आया, फिर एक डाइवर्सिटी लेके आया. तो जो इतना डाइवर्सिटी लेके आया हो, कितना डाइवर्सिफाइड होगा? इतना डाइवर्सिफाइड है कि इट इज ऑलमोस्ट नियर टू इम्पॉसिबल टू स्केच इन वन स्केच, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड हाइड्रा हेडेड, ऑफ वेरियस एक्सप्रेशन, ऑफ बहुमुखी. मतलब क्या होता है? बहु एक्सप्रेशन, ऑफ डिफरेंट एक्सप्रेशन, ऑफ डिफरेंट फेसेस, because it has traveled through different constitution, different environment, different varieties of accessory circumstances, and that's why it is highly diversified. And if one is so highly diversified, then it is of course very difficult to complete. And this is the reason, that's why it is called most misapprehended as well as hydra-headed. So in this paragraph number 27, these features related to the Psora is clear to all. Then we will move to other paragraph. Any question?
Psora is the most ancient, most universal, most destructive, yet most misapprehended chronic miasmatic disease, which for many thousands of years has disfigured and tortured mankind, and which during the last centuries has become the mother of all thousands of incredibly various acute and chronic non-venereal diseases, by which the whole civilized human race on the inhabited globe is being more and more afflicted.
ठीक है, इसमें से कुछ पूछना है? सो कॉल्ड कह रहा है इसलिए कि आप पैथोलॉजिकल डायग्नोसिस के ऊपर ये बात कह रहा है. जब हनीमैन कहाँ कहीं भी डायग्नोसिस की बात करता है, तो जब भी वहां पे सो कॉल कह रहा है ना, बिकॉज इफ वी से कैंसर ऑफ लिप और कैंसर ऑफ फेस और एनी कैंसर, दैट इज नॉट कंप्लीट इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक इन इटसेल्फ. It varies from person to person. So it may be from the syphilitic root also. It may be from the psychotic root also. That doesn't mean that all cancer is belong to this Psora only. Many times I have given you many examples. When we see ulcer, we frequently say all ulcers are syphilitic. It is absolutely wrong. Ulcer may be psoric, ulcer may be psychotic, ulcer may be syphilitic. Even if you go to study your surgery book, read the chapter ulcer, you will have a syphilitic ulcer, a special type with special features, punched out ulcer. They are typical of syphilis. So all ulcers are not syphilitic. It may be psoric. Likewise, this so-called cancer. Every cancer, you are not fitting this Psora. And this is another example that we should never identify miasm with the pathological nomenclature of the disease. कि ये बीमारी है तो ये miasm, ये बीमारी है तो ये miasm. No, it is absolutely wrong. Miasms belongs to the individual. A pathology may be in any miasm. A rheumatic arthritis patient may be hot, may be chilly, may be sensitive to humid weather. He may be a highly happy going individual. He may be a very destructive individual. He may be a very secretive individual. He may be a fastidious individual. He may have desire for sweet. He may have desire for salt. He may have desire for sour things. He may have desire for alcohol. So when we are going to identify the miasm, we have to consider all the features of the individual. Not just rheumatic arthritis and we will diagnose the miasm. This is a wrong method. That's why it is so called. Okay? Thank you very much.
सर जैसे आपने ये बोला कि डिसीज से हम miasm नहीं बता सकते हैं, लेकिन डिसीज के उस पेशेंट में जो प्रेजेंटिंग फीचर्स हैं, आप फिर कह सकते हैं कि डिसीज के उस पेशेंट में जो स्टेज है वो miasm बताएगा. फॉर एग्जांपल सोरियासिस में किसी को सिर्फ इचिंग है और सोरियासिस में किसी को ब्लीडिंग के साथ इचिंग है, तो क्या वो सिर्फ
This feature of psoriasis, that if the psoriasis covers only itching, if the psoriasis with bleeding, if the psoriasis with pustular appearance, they add one feature of miasmatic, but they are not exclusively diagnosing the miasm. To exclusively diagnose the miasm, you need to know all the other feature of the patient. कैरेक्टर में भी बहुत कॉमन कैरेक्टर जो फीचर उसमें भी डिफरेंशिएशन है. आप देखोगे यू विल फाइंड दैट कट्टा फॉर्म, you will find arthritis. So these variations with the difference of manifestation, itching किया, किसी को सिर्फ देखोगे ब्राउन स्केल निकलता है, किसी को आप देखोगे एक बार itching करेगा वहाँ पे पूरा ब्लड स्पॉट्स निकल के आता है. Many persons have, and they have multiple pustular eruptions on the area, or you can say very easily tend to have additional infections on that growth. So these features helps as one part, one symptom in the diagnosis of miasm, not completely diagnosable with the miasm. हम टोटलिटी बनाते हैं ना एक इंडिविजुअल का एक दवाई के लिए, उसी तरीके से टोटलिटी बनता है एक इंडिविजुअल का उसके मैथमेटिक एक्सप्रेशन के लिए, और उस टोटलिटी में के बेसिस पे डिसाइड होगा. और तभी हो सकता है कि पेशेंट में हैव प्रीडोमिनेंस ऑफ सिफिलिस बट अंडरलाइंग सोरा, प्रीडोमिनेंस ऑफ सोरा बट अंडरलाइंग सिफिलिस, और इट इज अ केस ऑफ मिक्स्ड मैथमेटिक डिजीजेस. So this totality will decide what are the different miasmatic state that have in this individual, which one is more prominent, which one is the second one.
अगर सोरियासिस में किसी को पुस्टुलर स्टेज है तो वो एक सिम्टम होगा जिसको हम साइकोसिस बोलते हैं, उस पेशेंट को साइकोटिक नहीं बोलेंगे, लेकिन वो एक सिम्टम
पेशेंट को बोलने से पहले हमको बाकी पेशेंट का और सिम्टम असेस करना पड़ेगा, जैसे अभी हमने बताया. उसके बाद वो डायग्नोस होगा कि हाँ ये इसका है या इस माइजम का। और किसी को